So I have the Wansview W9 1080p pan tilt wireless outdoor security camera. It works on the 2.4 gigahertz network. It can also have a direct connection as well, or hardwire with Ethernet. I'll go ahead and get this opened up. We'll take a look. Now this one is a bit more in the budget range. It's quite a bit cheaper than a lot of the other cameras I have reviewed. So let's go ahead and open it up and we'll take a look at everything that comes inside and we'll test it out and everything. It does say that it works with Alexa, so we'll definitely get that going as well. We've got our manual and everything. I'll put that aside. So we have a long USB cord that is connected to the camera itself, so that's not detachable. The one nice thing though about a USB cord is there are a lot of other options you could do. You could do wireless bricks, you could do other types of outlets. I mean, you can wire in a lot of different options. So here's our brick for it. Another thing is you could also use for example, you can always get like a solar panel that has a type A plug-in for your USB. I mean, you could do something like that, or you could use a power brick if you wanted to have it kind of a little bit more mobility. And then we have an antenna here. Actually, a pretty long antenna. Little quality thing. All right, so that's everything that comes in the box. All right, let's take a look at the camera itself here. So it is pan tilt. You can go almost 360 there. Goes up and down. The camera also has 12 infrared LEDs. We open up here. This is where your micro SD card is going to go, and then you got your reset button. It also has the little light in there for pairing. Now I'm going to go ahead and put my SD card in here right now. It is recommended that you format your SD card with a laptop or computer. You don't have to, but sometimes that makes it easier to set these up. Because sometimes these cameras, they do have an issue with formatting an SD card for the first time. And up here we got where the antenna is going to screw in. Alright, so installation looks pretty similar to a lot of the other cameras I've done. There's a QR code. We just need to scan it with your camera app. So just open up your camera app and just kind of go over it. It'll automatically give you a web page, and then it's going to open up the app store. And then you're going to want to install it, and then once you install it, open it up, you're going to need to set up an account, and then we'll continue from there. All right, so once you get to this point, you're going to hit add device. You're going to search for the device that you have, so it's the W9, and then you got three options. The Wi-Fi is definitely going to be the easiest. Again, it needs to be 2.4 gigahertz. And with mine, I have a mesh system which broadcasts 2.4. Now we need to go ahead and turn on the camera itself. So you're going to have to tilt the pan and everything. I'm also going to go ahead and plug it in, like I mentioned about the wireless like chargers and stuff. I'm going to use it for this one here. We want to check and make sure that the light turns on and then it starts flashing. You can see the light there. And then we're gonna, well, kind of try to get that in. It's trying to do its little check here. Usually a lot of these cameras, they'll do all the rotations and everything, make sure everything's working, kind of like a self-test. So we'll go ahead and let this finish, and then we'll continue. All right, once it finishes its little self-test, now we want to check and see if that light is flashing in there. And it is. Now the next thing, we're going to go ahead and continue. Go ahead and do your permissions. And you got to do another, you got to log into the account here. All right, then you're going to get this large QR code on the screen here. You're going to need to scan it with the camera.
Connecting to the Wi-Fi.
So far, it's going pretty easily.
Wi-Fi is
I will go ahead and let it finish. All right, perfect. So it finished. You're going to hit the OK. And then you need to name your device. I'm going to name mine Porch. Overall, the initial setup was super simple. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 for that part. Let's go ahead and continue. They give you a 30-day trial. If you want to try the cloud service, that's up to you. I use the SD cards myself. Okay, so our camera is connected. It is working. I see an image, so that's good. So let's go ahead and take a look into some things. We also need to do our Alexa setup and everything. Go to settings. And let's take a look. I'll show you more of the app itself inside the phone's recording here in just a bit. I'm just looking for the stuff to do for the Alexa here. Skip ahead, so I figured out you have to do it in the Amazon Alexa app itself. So we're going to add the camera. We're going to look for the brand here. So Wansview should be listed. Yeah, there was nothing in the Wansview app itself for Alexa, so it's all through here. So we're going to go ahead and click next after we find it. Enable the skill. I always find it funny when the reviews are horrible for some of these, but it's just really on how you set it up. So we need to go ahead and log into our Wansview account now. Once you log that in, hit close. It's gonna just do discover. All right, perfect. So I found it with ease, not an issue there. So we're gonna go ahead and choose a group. I'm gonna choose porch for mine. And there we go. We should be able to get it to connect on the Alexa now. Let me grab my Alexa show here and we'll give it a try. Alexa, show me porch.
Okay.
All right, it's taking a second. There it is.
Alexa, stop camera.
All right, perfect. So that was a super simple setup. All right, so I mounted mine on my front porch right up in the corner of my doorway. It doesn't look too bad. It's not a huge eyesore compared to like the black one that I have. That would really stand out right here. I mean, you don't have any wires running anywhere. You can have that wire kind of tucked around the corner, or you can take it and run it along the roof and everything. It's definitely a lot of options. We will also test the two-way talk here. All right, the two-way is not spectacular. It could use a little bit of help. All right, now let's go ahead and take a look at the view from the app itself. I wish I could blow this up a little bit bigger for you, but let's go ahead and take a look. The quality is actually pretty good. You do get the 1080p here. Doesn't look like I didn't see an option to change it around and everything. Let's see. Every time there's a motion alert, you do get clips that will be saved. But let's go ahead. I'll show you more of the settings and everything. But let's take a look at this. You can actually move your camera around. That's really cool. So if you want a certain angle, you can definitely do that. Don't want to upset the neighbors there. And then you can go up and down. You could zoom in, so it's got a pretty decent zoom. All right, then we got a night vision test from a motion sensor of a delivery I was getting. I will kind of skip it ahead a little bit here in a second, just for privacy reasons. I don't want to show somebody's face, but the quality at night looks pretty decent. I'll kind of skip it ahead just where you see like the back of the person, just to kind of give an idea of the quality that it will show of somebody. I have to say the quality is pretty good. I'll show you within the app of live view as well here in a moment. So let's go ahead and take a look at the app itself. Let's get more of a dive in there. Okay, so we have our porch here. So if we were to click that, we're going to get our live view. This is what we're looking at live view for the night vision. You can also see Little bugs flying around here and there. I showed you a little bit of that before, but you got your console. But I found a couple other features that were pretty cool. I'll show you here in just a second. And let's go to our settings. So here in our settings, we got our camera on off. Of course, you're going to want that on. You can invite family members, bring them in to be able to see the camera. In the advanced settings, you could do your image rotation, auto night vision, your frequency. You could do your, if you're going to have the microphone turned on, how much the speaker volume. So when you're speaking to people with two-way audio, and you also have your LED indicator on off. So if you want those to be off on the camera where it's just completely dark, you can do that. And then, you know, our local application, that none of that's anything I'm going to mess with. I don't even know what exactly that is. You could also do your camera time zone. The motion detection, I had to turn down my sensitivity level because it kept getting triggered constantly by little things, and every time a car went by and stuff. What's really cool though is this detection area. That's what I was kind of mentioning. So what you could do is you could actually choose where you want the detection. So let's say you want only the walkway to get triggered, you could do that. If you want, if somebody was to walk on your grass, if you know you wanted to catch them doing that, you can do it. So it's pretty cool. If you want to kind of get it where it doesn't get triggered by a car, you can always just pull it down where it's not going to see a car. I mean, up to you how you want to do that. I think it's pretty cool. And then, like, you know, sensitivity level, you may have to play with that. Then we got our emotion alert. It's on, and you could also do schedules. I did a custom schedule. You could do it 24/7 if you like. I did a customized schedule. That way it doesn't start doing motion detection until at night at 9 p.m. until 7 a.m. That way, if anybody was to mess around at night, I would get an alert. I'm here during the day, so I'm not worried about that. And at the same time, your camera is not going to be getting, it's not going to have the motion detection constantly going off, filling up your memory card. So we'll go back out of there. And then we have memory card storage. So you could have it scheduled for 24/7. You have to turn on the memory card storage. By default, mine was turned off. I'm only using a 32 gigabyte SD card in here. You could use, I believe, up to 128. I could be wrong. It might be 64. But either way, even a 32 will get you a decent amount of clips. And then when the space is full, it'll just overwrite the earliest files. So if you're not too worried about saving old stuff, you could just put a smaller card in there and just let it keep rewriting. Then if there's something that you really want, of course, you can pull that out. And then you got your network, you got your diagnose. So you can actually get it to do self-diagnosing, which is kind of cool. You got your device management to restart your camera, restore factory settings, or you can delete it. I'm not going to mess with any of that. So overall, I mean, it's not a bad camera. That's my thoughts. I would probably give this one maybe, I want to say a 7 out of 10. It is more of a budget friendly, so I can't criticize it too harshly. The night vision is pretty decent. The daytime is excellent. The picture snapping is a little bit grainy. And you know, there's just a couple of features I would have liked. I would have also liked to see the USB cord be detachable. That way, if you needed to replace it, or if you just needed some other options, that would have been nice. But anyway, yeah, I think this was actually a pretty good camera, and it is one that I would use. It's very budget friendly. All right, if you are interested, I'll put a link down below in the description, along with a code that you can get 30% off right now up until the 19th. So it only makes it a little over $30 if you're interested in one of these. Anyway, thank you for stopping by. Subscribe, like, comment below.